right, this is the next episode of True Wrestling Fan Discussions continuing our WCW pay-per-view review series. This is going to be WCW SuperBrawl 8, 1998. I'm your host, Mike.
I'm Frank, man. Let's get into it, man. We got a lot to talk about. Second year in a row, they're doing it from San Francisco, California. The attendance was down about 1,000 this year. They had 12,620 as opposed to over 13,000 last year. Excuse me. Tony, Bobby, and Mike Tenay all doing the commentary on this one. Let's go ahead and kick it off. Opening match was for the television championship. Booker T going for the title against not Rick the Model Martel, Rick Martel. And I was really surprised. He came back in '98, and I had forgotten about this because he wasn't there that long, but he came back to reprieve his career, and quickly he got into the television title race, and he won it, I believe, on Nitro from Booker T. And I was really shocked that they went ahead and did that. I mean, Martel still looked in great shape.
Good, still a good wrestler.
Oh, yeah. And, of course, WWE probably, either he didn't want to go there or they didn't offer him. Either way, he went to WCW. It was even for a short time, it still had a big impact on the television title division.
What happens is he gets hurt in this match, and he's out for a while. He messes his knee up. He takes a bump on the rope or something. And
yeah, I did see that.
Yeah. Then he's out for a while.
So now the special bonus to this, that the winner of this match has to defend against Saturn later on in the program. Little did we know that match would be coming up second.
Yeah, the
and
rumor
these guys fought almost 11 minutes. Go ahead.
Sorry. The rumor was, and it hasn't. I don't know if it's confirmed or not. Was that Martel was actually supposed to beat Booker T, but the knee injury, they had to call an audible, and that's why Booker T goes over. I don't know if it was true or not, but that's the rumor. So
I don't know, but of course the next challenger, Ravens Flock, was sitting ringside watching this match. Again, this was a good back and forth match between the two of them. But when Martel went off the second turnbuckle, Booker T hit the Harlem sidekick and he got the pin. Now I don't know if when he hit that, if he landed on the knee.
It was earlier in the match. It was early in the match, yeah.
It's hard to tell because I didn't see him limping, so he must have been able just to
he just powered through it.
Adrenaline, yeah.
Yeah, he powered through it, yeah.
So he hits the Harlem sidekick, gets the pin, and once again he's the television champion. So right away, Saturn gets in the ring. Okay, we've got another match going. So Booker T pretty much fought 25 minutes in the first two bouts. Pretty impressive considering he wins both of them. Immediately, like I said, Saturn rushes the ring, throws Martel out of the ring, and applied the rings of Saturn on Booker T. So the bell hasn't even rung yet. He's already looking for the victory. Fortunately enough, Booker T gets to the ropes. This match went back and forth. I thought it went a little too long, in my opinion. I was more invested in the Martel Booker T match than I was in this one. Unfortunately, Booker hits the Harlem sidekick and gets the pin on Saturn, so he's retained the television championship. Thank God, no more challengers for this evening. Whew. Next match on the card was Disco Inferno versus La Parka.
Disco.
Could we have just put this on Nitro and called it a day?
Well, I don't remember if they fought on Nitro. I know he hit him. I know he blasted him. I know La Parka blasted him with a chair on Nitro.
Yes, he did.
Before this.
Yeah, so this was kind of a little bit of a grudge match between the two, but still, grudge match or not, it's not something I want to see, but whatever. Now, Disco had La Parka in the corner. He went to strike La Parka, but the bad acting that the WCW referees do, apparently he caught the referee in the eye. You can watch this back 100 times. You're not going to see it. Sorry. He was a couple of inches away from the referee. Never even touched him, but, my eye. Whatever. La Parka went to the outside, got his chair. That's the only thing I loved about La Parka. He's coming with the chair, pretending it's a guitar. He loved having. He could have a match with a chair, and he probably would, but it would be impressive. The only thing about La Parka that I liked, like I said, with the chair is when he tried that shit with Goldberg. And Goldberg was like, "Yeah, come on."
Right, yeah.
As La Parka to me was just like average. But in this case, he had Disco sitting in the chair. Meanwhile, the referee is not admonishing anybody for the fact that the chair's in the ring. He's letting it go. La Parka went to the top rope. Disco got up, throws him into the chair. Now, mind you, that should have been a disqualification, but even Mike Tenay said the referee doesn't know who brought the chair in the ring. It doesn't matter who brought the chair in the ring. It matters the fact that he used it.
Right, exactly.
Oh, my God. Anyway, Disco hits his chart buster, aka a Steve Austin stunner, and gets the pin. How did this guy last all that time there? I don't no
I
idea.
know he becomes part of the booking committee, I think, too. Yeah.
Oh, that's not saying much for later on in
Oh yeah,
WCW,
I
but
know.
okay.
Who wasn't part of the booking committee? Anyway.
The only one that made it known that he was Nash, and he even said, "Yeah, but does it have to make sense?"
Hmm.
All he wanted was the money. He didn't care. And anyway, following that match, Mean Gene Okerlund interviewed J.J. Dillon about the reinstatement of Nick Patrick.
Hmm.
Patrick came out. It was effective immediately. Now he was reinstated. He assumes now all of a sudden he'll be part of the main event, which the main event is the rematch from Starrcade. It's Hogan
Hmm.
and Sting for the vacated title. Dillon said, "No, you're not part of the main event." Thank God. And Nick Patrick would just he threw a temper tantrum. He's like, "I'm gonna have to review this. I'm gonna have to look into it." Yeah, okay, dude, do whatever you want. Goodbye. You're not part of it. There's no special guest referee. It's you just go. Annoying. Next match on the card was a non-advertised match, and you'll know why in a second. Brad Armstrong versus Goldberg. Need we say more?
I wonder who's gonna go over.
Hey, it was a 2.5 minute match,
It
so
was.
he's 2.5 minutes under his average 5 minute
Yeah.
match. I'll just break it down: spear, jackhammer, victory,
See you.
repeat. And it's Brad Armstrong. Did you really think he was going to beat Goldberg? Come on.
No.
They didn't even tell you what the streak was up to at this point. I know they were counting it. They just didn't tell us what it was.
It was in the
They
high
left that to
30s.
Nitro.
At this point, it was like in the high 30s, I think.
Well, according to Jimmy Hart, it went up by 15 to 20 every
Yeah.
week. I mean,
I don't know.
come on. I don't think they had that many house shows in 1 week, but whatever. Next match on the card was for the WCW Cruiserweight title. It was title versus mask.
Hmm.
Chris Jericho defending the title against Juventud Guerrera.
The juice.
Yes. I don't know about you, but I liked his '06 run when he came in with
Yeah.
Super Cool and Psychosis.
That's,
I thought it was
yeah.
cool
No, I always liked him.
driving the Wandiers.
Yeah.
I
That's
never
cool.
understood why he never came over at any point after WCW went under because I thought he would have been great for the cruiserweight
I
division.
don't know.
I don't know either. Only he would know. But in any event, Jericho starts this match wearing the title. They were like, he will
Hmm.
not take it
He won't take it
off.
off, yeah.
This reminds me of wasn't there a time that Ultimate Warrior kept the title on, and I want to say it was Rick Rude that tried to knee him in the gut, and then
I don't
real
remember.
and then he started limping
Yeah.
because he realized, oh shit, I just need the
Yeah.
title.
I don't remember. Yeah.
I want to say it was Rick Rude. I'm probably wrong, but I do remember that it was the Ultimate Warrior. Started the match still
Mhm.
wearing the title. So I was looking for something like this and this, but Jericho quickly then took it off. Hoovy hit his 450 splash and went for the pin, but as the ref counted the three, he saw Jericho grab the rope. The ref tells Hoovy the match is not over, even though he counted it. Geez, we're doing this again. Now he tried the Hurricanrana, but Jericho countered it into the Lion Tamer and got the submission. After the match, Jericho grabbed the microphone and told Hoovy take the mask off and show us your ugly face. He go ahead and does it. And so from here on out, Juventud Guerrero is going to wrestle without his mask. One of several people to actually do that in WCW.
Later on, they do it to Mysterio. So stupid. It should, that's
Mysterio
part
should
of
have kept the mask on.
that's part of that the Mexican
And
wrestling
then
and everything.
Conan did it too. He
Freaking
wound up
out.
he wound up taking the mask off. But I mean, if they're willing to do it,
No, they didn't. They didn't want to. They didn't want to.
then
They
honestly, I
got
don't think they
forced.
should
Yeah,
have.
they got forced. That was Bischoff, I think, that forced them to. Whatever.
I don't know. Yeah, because you notice when Mysterio got to WWE, that's just there. They had the
No, it's
matches,
just part of his
but he
character and
won
who he
them
is. Yeah.
exactly. Next match on the card was probably a snoozer for most people. It was the British Bulldog
Oh Jesus Christ!
versus Steve Mongo McMichael.
You know, the Bulldog for me was never the same after the Montreal screw job. Like after he left and then he came to
Agreed.
WCW, he just didn't look the same. I don't know if he didn't care or he was
I think he
injured. I don't
realized
know.
Bischoff didn't want him. He didn't want him or
Well, Brett
Ambrose.
got him a job. I mean.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean Bischoff wanted them. It was just like,
Well,
oh, to make you happy, I'll bring them
right,
in,
yeah.
sure. And then he had them tagging together, which didn't make any sense.
Yeah, he just wasn't the same. And he looked like he was like gonna die in this match. He looked tired. This
Yep.
match was terrible. Bulldog's a
I
good
think
wrestler too, and
I
just
think the final straw for Bulldog was the whole fall War Games thing with the
well, that
trap
was
door.
yeah, that was I mean, that was 6 months later, whatever it is.
Yeah,
I don't know, whatever it is.
yeah, it was later down.
Yeah. But yeah, it just was a terrible match. Mongol was terrible. I think Mongol gets injured. Either he was injured this match or he gets injured because I know his wrist was messed up.
Yes, it
And
was very much so.
yeah,
And Bulldog would work on it for the crowd, but I think there was more to it.
well, I think he was legitimately hurt. Yeah, you can see he was
Be-
compromised.
Because when have you ever seen Bulldog go for an armbar as a submission hold?
Yeah.
Period. His finishing move is the
Couldn't really
power
do that.
slam.
He really couldn't do that 4 point stance either. The
No,
football
he
thing he
couldn't.
doesn't know.
There
It's
was a lot
terrible.
of things that Mongo couldn't do in this
It was terrible. It was
match.
just terrible. It was a bad match. It's a bad match.
But but like you said, it looked like Bulldog checked out.
Yeah, look, he checked out. Yeah.
I mean, the fans gave him a great ovation. He's still a name, but when he came
Yeah.
out, he just was like, yeah,
Yeah.
like he didn't want to be there.
It was winded too. It was just bad. It was just bad.
It was, and especially when Bulldog applied the sharpshooter in the beginning of the match.
Terrible
That's
sharpshooter
something he
too.
never
Yeah,
does.
it was terrible.
Oh yeah, it was pitiful. But with the armbar solution, the submission, the ref called for the bell. Bulldog gets the victory, but Mongo told the ref that he never quit and then shoved the referee. So Shivani, I remember he goes, the referee just probably saw he had enough and stopped the match,
Yeah.
even though he didn't quit. But yeah, when have you ever seen Bulldog just go for a simple armbar? So I think it would probably got too much and they called an audible
Yeah, they're
on
like,
that one.
okay, yeah, like, time to wrap it up.
Didn't matter. The match sucked anyway. I'm being honest. Next match on the card was probably one of the best of the night, and these two guys plus Raven were the United States division for around this time. For the U.S. title was Diamond Dallas Page versus Chris Benoit.
Hmm.
I mean, you put those three
Yeah, no,
guys in any type of match amongst the three of them, and it was great for the U.S. belt.
yeah,
It really was.
they had been feuding, and DDP had given him a shot. I guess because DDP respected him or whatever, like storyline wise. I don't know if it was on Thunder.
Yeah. And he didn't disappoint, and Benoit came within an eyelash of getting this title off of Page. He applied the crippler crossface. Page was able to put his foot on the rope. Well, the guy's almost 6'5", 6'6". He's going to get to that rope. Page went for the diamond cutter. Benoit countered, trying to go for a backslide. When he flipped over Page, and this was a great move. When he flipped over Page, Page hit the diamond cutter and got the victory.
Bang.
And Page was able to successfully defend the title against Benoit. But this isn't going to be the last time. I think it was Benoit and Booker T that did the best of 7 on the
Yes.
U.S. title.
Yes.
I would have liked to see one with these two guys too. So following that, they had a video showing Nash messing up the powerbomb on
Yeah,
the Giant
he
and
botched
sold out last
Leg-
month. Oh man,
Legitimately hurt him. Legitimately hurt his neck. Yep.
I
Dropped him right in his head.
remember seeing that live. I think I was at a friend's house or something. And we were
Yeah.
like, oh shit, he's dead.
He said he was too big because he had gained too much weight, and he had told him supposedly Nash told, the Giant, listen, Paul White, I can't get you up. You're too big. He said, no, you could do it. And so he tried to get him up, and he's like, oh, he had to let him go.
This isn't like that first time he got him up.
Yeah.
Impressive. This,
But he
yeah,
had gained. He
gained
since
a lot
then,
of weight.
he dropped him right in his head. Thankfully, he was all right, but his neck was a little messed up.
Yeah. So our next match on the card for SuperBrawl is a no disqualification match.
Right, they showed it just real quick. They showed that because the Giant is about to come back. I think he comes back on Nitro, right? He comes back right up.
They said he was supposed to be there that night,
Right,
but then he would wind up being there on
Right,
Nitro.
right. Yeah.
Dude, save it for Nitro. We got Lex Luger versus the Macho Man Randy Savage,
It's a
who
feud,
right now
another
has
feud. Another feud that here we go again. Here we go again with
just-
these guys.
in
and-
2 years they fought so many times.
And so this is a weird part of the NWO because Macho Man is still in the NWO while feuding with Hogan, right?
Yeah,
And Macho Man just ends up going rogue, and
we're
They
going to
just-
find that out later.
they threw him a beating. I remember they threw him a beating right before this, the NWO, but they didn't kick him out though. He's still in the
No,
NWO.
he's still in it.
He's about to leave. The Wolfpack is going to be formed shortly after this. But I guess he's had enough of Hogan's antics finally.
Yeah, and what's funny was during this match, the NWO came down, but Hogan rounded them up, kind of get for Savage to get a lesson here.
Right.
You, be careful what you say, Hogan. And again, we shouldn't have seen Hogan yet anyway, considering the fact that
Right,
he's
right,
in the
right,
main
right. He's in the
event.
main event. We don't need to see this guy early, man.
Now, when Luger got Savage up in the torture rack, which was pretty sweet, Elizabeth comes in. It looked now from behind. They can't really show you. Bobby was like, oh, she scratched his eyes. It looked like she just pushed him, and the momentum Savage fell off. He's like, oh, she scratched his eyes out. No, she pushed him. Um, like I said, right after that, Scott Norton, Vincent, Brian Adams, and Buff Bagwell came down to attack Luger and attack Savage. Um, but both men actually held their own against the onslaught from the two of them, from those guys. The bell rang for whatever reason, but the ref didn't call for it. I don't understand that one. Then Hogan came down. Savage Luger put Savage in the rack again, and this time he got the submission. And then Hogan just like rounded up the boys and said he's got this. He's going to learn a lesson. Blah blah blah. So it's like Savage has no affiliation, even though he
No,
still is in the
he's still part of the NWO.
man. I never. Savage was the one guy that should have never been in the NWO.
No,
Period. Considering what happened at Bash at the
I
Beach.
mean he was a former WWF guy, but
Yeah, but how many
still,
times you going to get a
yeah.
beating from Hogan or get aligned into his shit?
Right, right, yeah, yeah.
I mean, come on.
Well, he does leave. He does leave.
Finally, yeah. Too late. Too little. Too late. I don't know. Next match on the card was for the WCW Tag Team Championships. It was the Steiner Brothers
Yep.
versus the
Outsiders
Outsiders.
with Dusty Rhodes, who had no business being part of the NWO.
DiBiase, no business being a fan favorite manager. Dusty Rhodes,
Right.
no business being a heel in the NWO. What the hell are we doing here?
I don't know. I don't
Survey
know.
says one more for the good guy.
Yep.
I love those surveys. Did y'all come here to see
Yeah,
a
yeah.
WCW?
WCW, yeah,
I
that's great
loved it.
stuff.
Loved
Scott
it.
Hall was great.
Now, you can kind of tell something was up with Scott Steiner over the last coming weeks because he cuts his hair, he gets the goatee,
Right, but
he's
he
50
doesn't.
pounds more in the
Right.
roids.
He doesn't die a blonde yet. That's coming.
That's coming.
Yeah.
But just something was off about him on this night. This was a Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty type of vibe I was getting here.
Pretty much, yeah.
And the fact that they said Rick never starts the match. There's clue. Rick started this match. Scott barely got into this match. Matter of fact, he kept changing corners to where Rick couldn't find him to get the tag. When they cleared the ring and they did Rick Steiner goes under Scott, something clicked in my head going, wait for it. And bam, Scott turns on his brother.
Damn it. Damn it. It was sad to see.
But Rick Steiner was still kicking ass.
He was surviving.
They said he might not have known yet that Scott was the one that hit him
Right.
because it was from behind.
Right. Yeah.
But in any event, eventually it was just too much. The Outsiders win the tag titles, and Scott Steiner presents the tag titles to the Outsiders. Man, I don't know.
It gave us big pop-up pump, so it worked out.
Oh, I'm not upset that he
It worked out.
transferred into the NWO. I liked it. I just couldn't believe
Yeah.
you turned on your brother, and
It was
then
sad. It was sad. It was sad
they
to
waited
see.
6 months to do the match, which
Yeah.
made no sense.
Right, and at that point, it's like
This should have been an uncensored
right away.
the next month,
Yeah.
but we waited till Fall Brawl to do it.
They reunite. I remember towards the end of WCW, they reunite.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
The way Rick
I mean, nobody was
Steiner
watching.
was now.
Nobody was watching, but
No, because Rick Steiner changed his whole persona, and then he started teaming with his brother. He's like, "I'll team with you, but I don't like you." Then why are you teaming with him?
it's his brother.
I don't know. It's his brother. But even when they started teaming together in 2000, it was one of the rare highlights of 2000 because you had the Steiners back together. Yeah, the 2000 really wasn't saying much. Now on to our main event for the vacated WCW title. Sting versus Hollywood Hogan.
Right, and this goes back to what happened at Starrcade with Bret Hart got involved, and I'm not gonna get into the Hogan politics, but they had a rematch, and they had the rematch, and then they went off the air. I believe it was on Nitro, and they said it was inconclusive, right? They were like, the results are, they had the video footage. Oh, so
Yeah.
they got you to watch Thunder because they were going to reveal the footage of what happened. It's inconclusive, so now the title's vacant. I did like when Sting dropped the belt in front of Hogan. This was on, I believe, it was on Thunder. He says he points at Hogan. He says, "You're a dead man." That was
Loved
awesome.
it. Loved it.
That was awesome.
Just the
In
way he said it, how
right.
serious he was.
In the meantime, let's go to the side note. Scott Hall's still waiting for his title shot because
He wins World War
he
III.
won World
Yeah.
War III. Yeah. So
And Scott is supposed to get it at SuperBrawl.
right, he was supposed to get it. Yeah, but the title was vacant. We got to resolve this issue. So here we go. One more time.
Sting and Hogan,
Sting and Hogan.
part 2. And it ends in bullshit again,
Right.
only this time the ref didn't care.
Right, but I think this match was better though. I thought this match was, the crowd was into it, and I think overall the match was better.
It was. Sting removing Hogan's belt and whooping him with it was great. This wasn't a no disqualification match, but I think the referee was letting a lot slide because there was a lot on the line.
Right. It's just you got to let it go because what are you going to do? You're going to have another rematch. You're going to have another inconclusive ending.
Oh, please no.
Yeah, it was Little Nate, right? Little Nate.
Yes, Charles Robinson was doing it. Now Sting went for the Stinger Splash, but Hogan grabbed the referee. Sting hits the ref. No shit.
Here we go, and
we haven't seen this before.
And you're thinking, oh no, here we go again. Here we go again.
Oh yeah, because Nick Patrick comes down.
Right. This time,
Hogan dropped the leg, but Sting kicked out. Now Patrick at this point is calling it down the middle, and Hogan's getting pissed.
He is, yeah.
This is how probably Patrick Mahomes felt Sunday night when the referees were calling it right down the middle, and the little bastard wasn't getting it the way he wanted it. Boo-hoo. Now, Sting hit 2 Stinger Splashes, and he hit the Scorpion Death Drop on Hogan, but he accidentally, here we go with the acting again, Hogan kicks Patrick on the way down.
Mm-hmm.
So now the referee is down, and then of course here comes the rejects: Scott Norton, Buff Bagwell, Vincent, Brian Adams, all the guys you don't want to see.
The B team.
Yeah, except Conan. I want to see Conan. I like Conan. Savage came down. I really want to see him. Savage goes and hits Hogan. What the hell?
Savage is gone full rogue.
Now what he hit him with. He lays right by Hogan's side. Turns out it's a spray can. Now,
Hogan had it coming though. It was fine.
Yes,
he got what he deserved.
But here's the thing. Now the referee knows that Hogan was hit with something, and the object is right there.
He's just like,
Sting
whatever.
gets the pin.
Right. Yeah.
Sting is the WCW champion.
Of course, Sting couldn't go over clean. They wouldn't let him go over clean.
No, but at this point, they're like, screw it. Somebody's got to be the champion. J.J. Dillon had the title and presented it to Sting, and then Sting sprays Hogan, sprays his back, which is just dessert because they've been doing this for how long with everybody else. So now for the moment, because you never know Bischoff, Sting right now at the moment is the WCW World Champion.
Right.
He will be because he'll give Scott Hall his title shot.
Right.
So at least we know we got a month of it. This is not going to happen on Nitro the next night where Bischoff is going to pull the title.
Right.
Because if he does it at this point, man, the fans are going to riot.
Yeah,
2 months we've gone without a champion.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, overall, the main event outcome was a lot better than the year before.
Yeah. The match was
with
the
the whole Piper won. However, no, he didn't. And to now we solved a match 17 months in the making, and we left Bret Hart out of it. So, and which was a shock because I kind of expected him on the card.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
for the money they paid him.
Exactly. I was really curious as to why he wasn't on SuperBrawl, but that's neither here nor there. Sting's the World Heavyweight Champion. Scott Steiner turns on his brother. Hey, shit happens. What are you going to do? DDP, great match with Benoit. And the rest of the card was in.
It was good, except I thought it was a good pay per view. Except for Bulldog and Mongol, I thought it was a good card. I thought this was good. This was fun.
It was again better main event outcome than the year before. Savage the year before helps Hogan. This time he hurts him.
Thankfully,
gotta love it. Yes,
yeah.
For now.
Yeah. All right, that's a review. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. See you guys soon.
Take care.